In the recent 2 or 3 years, we've had two great studies coming out on SGLT2 inhibition for diabetes, the CANVAS trial and the EMPA-REG trial. And they've both shown effect on mortality and a number of cardiovascular outcomes, including heart failure, which was a bit surprising. But the problem with these studies, these trials, is that most of the patients were included in Europe and in North America. So that means, and this is despite the fact that most of the patients with diabetes in the world live in Asia or in other parts of the world. So what these, the researchers behind the CVD-REAL 2 study wanted to see was whether are these results applicable also to Asia and to other parts of the world. So and I think they put up a very nice study using registry data in Canada, Australia, and then Japan, South Korea, and Singapore, I think it was. And they were able to find a lot of registry data on patients who had been prescribed an SGLT2 inhibitor. And then very nicely they matched each of these prescriptions with a diabetes patient who had been described another kind of medication, diabetes medication. And then they followed them for outcome data, and they had enough information from these registries to be able to adjust for comorbidities and a lot of information that is relevant. And in the end, they ended up with more endpoints than in the trials combined. And luckily they could confirm that that patients treated with SGLT2 inhibition, and this was regardless of the type of medication used, had the same benefit as in the trials. And they did a series of sensitivity analysis. You know, this is an observational study, so you have to be sure that what you're reporting isn't because of some kind of error, some kind of confounding or bias. But they did a series of sensitivity analysis, and the results were robust. And they were very close to the findings in the actual trials. So this not only expands, it shows that in real life these results also apply, but it also expands them to lower risk individuals, because these turned out to have lower risk than in the trials, and also to Asian populations in which stroke is a more common outcome than in the trial populations. So overall, they confirm that the benefit of SGLT2 inhibition in diabetes for cardiovascular outcomes.